Hi, my name is Chadwick Pyle, and I was in the Army for 8 years, and I've been a defense contractor for 20 plus years. And I thought I would talk to you today about some of the things I've learned from leaders over the years. I've had some great leaders, and I've had some really bad leaders, but I've learned a lot from both of them, or from all of them. The most important thing that I think I've learned is the power of saying, I don't know. There's going to be times when you're put in a situation and someone's going to ask you a question and you are not going to know the answer. For example, in the Army, there's a thing called promotion boards where you study and then you go before a room full of your senior leadership and they ask you a bunch of questions. And they're going to ask you questions that you will not know the answers to. That's the point. They want to see how you react when you don't know the answer. The worst thing you can do in that situation is BS them or give them a half answer. That's where I learned the importance of I don't know. But that has to be followed up with, but I'll find out the answer and I'll get back to you. Just like you can't know everything, you can't do everything. When you get in charge of a project, you're going to have a desire to do everything on that project and just control it completely, but you can't. You have to trust your team and you have to delegate. Delegation is important because it allows them to have a piece of the pie, ownership of the project. And it also helps them develop their skills as and grow into better leaders themselves. And if they have ownership of a project, they're going to work harder for it and they're going to produce a better product. And finally, the importance of being available. When I first started playing football, I was struggling. I wasn't very good. I wasn't having a good time, and I didn't want to go to practice. My dad told me something that I will never forget. He said, the best ability is availability. He made sure that I went to practice every day. I went, and I practiced. I didn't enjoy it, but I did get better. I never got good, but I got better. The greatest leader that I had when I was in the Army was Captain Brown. And he was in charge of over 200 soldiers. Captain Brown made it a point to come out of his office, as busy as he was, and come down to the floor where we worked. And he would visit with us in an informal way. It wasn't, he wasn't preaching at us or, whatever. But I was impressed by how he seemed to know the names of everyone's spouse and their kids and little details about their lives. And the way he did that is he just showed up and spent time with us. That's why it's so important to be available. Show up every day, be ready to work, be willing to teach, and be willing to learn. This is just a few of the things I've learned over the years, and I thank you for your time, and we'll see you down the road.